Bunker ready. Garden 2. Look, I'm not saying the apocalypse is coming, but if it does, you'll be really annoyed you didn't plant these in November. While your neighbors are fighting over the last can of beans at the grocery store, you'll be casually harvesting fresh vegetables from your bunker garden like some sort of post-apocalyptic gardening influencer. Welcome to Plant Care Secret, where we prepare for the worst and hope for the best with style. Today, we're talking about the 13 crops that laugh in the face of nuclear winter. And yes, they're all best planted in November. Coincidence? I think not. If you want to be the most popular person in the fallout shelter, and let's be honest, who doesn't? Hit that subscribe button, because knowing how to grow kale in a radioactive wasteland is the ultimate flex. So here's the thing. Last winter, my power went out for 5 days during an ice storm. 5 days. No heat, no lights, no Wi-Fi. Basically, the apocalypse light. And you know what saved me? My winter garden. While everyone else was panic buying frozen pizzas that would melt anyway, I was out there with a flashlight, harvesting carrots and kale like some kind of suburban survivalist. My neighbor actually asked if I was one of those people. Yes, Karen, yes, I am. I'm one of those people who eats fresh vegetables during emergencies. The audacity, right? That experience taught me something important. The best time to prepare for disaster is when there isn't one. And November is your golden ticket. Kaylee, the cockroach of the vegetables. Let's start with the obvious. Kale. This leafy green is so tough, it probably survived the actual dinosaur extinction event. Kale can handle temperatures down to 20 degrees. 20 degrees. While you're inside wearing 3 sweaters, kale is outside thriving and judging your life choices. Plant it in November, and it'll actually taste better after a frost. That's right, kale improves with suffering. It's the overachiever of the plant world. In a nuclear winter scenario, kale would probably develop superpowers. Pro tip: plant it in containers if you're planning to move it indoors. Because when the radiation gets too spicy outside, even kale has its limits. Garlic. Vampire and fallout protection. Garlic planted in November will be ready to harvest next summer. But more importantly, garlic is basically a natural antibiotic. When society collapses and medicine is scarce, you'll have a garden full of nature's pharmacy. Plus, if vampires show up during the apocalypse, and let's be honest, anything's possible at that point, you're covered. Each clove you plant becomes an entire bulb. That's like investing in the stock market, except the returns are guaranteed and edible. Bury those cloves 2 inches deep, pointy side up, and 6 inches apart. Come next July, you'll have enough garlic to cure anything or make everything delicious. Probably both. Spinach. Popeye knew what was up. Spinach is cold hardy, fast growing, and packed with iron. You know, for all that post-apocalyptic, heavy lifting you'll be doing, it can survive under snow, actual snow, and still produce tender leaves. November is perfect for planting because spinach actually prefers cool weather. It's like the goth teenager of vegetables, hates the sun, loves the cold, and is secretly incredibly nutritious. Plant seeds half an inch deep and 3 inches apart. In about 40 days, you'll have fresh spinach. In a nuclear winter, you'll have something green to look at, while everything else is gray and depressing. Carrots, underground bunker buddies. Carrots are literally designed for this. They grow underground, they store well, and they get sweeter in cold weather. It's like they knew nuclear winter was coming. November planted carrots will overwinter beautifully. Just mulch them heavily, and you can harvest them throughout winter. Whenever you need a carrot, just dig through the snow like a nutritionally conscious treasure hunter. Plant them in loose, sandy soil about a quarter-inch deep. Space them 2 to 3 inches apart. They'll take a few months to mature, but patience is a virtue we'll all need to cultivate when Netflix stops working. Winter rye, the cover crop superhero. Okay, you're not eating winter rye directly, unless you're really committed to sourdough. But this cover crop is essential for nuclear winter gardening. Why? Because it protects your soil while everything else is dead. Winter, rye grows in the coldest temperatures, prevents erosion, suppresses weeds, and adds organic matter when you till it in spring. It's basically working security for your garden while you're hiding in the bunker. Broadcast the seeds in November, rake them in lightly, and forget about them. They'll handle business while you handle survival. Onions, layers of flavor and protection. Plant onion sets in November, and you'll have fresh onions in late spring. Onions are cold hardy champions that add flavor to literally everything. Canned beans? Boring. Canned beans with fresh onions. Gourmet bunker cuisine. They store exceptionally well too. Like, I found an onion from last year, and it's still good. Well, in the apocalypse, that's basically having a time machine made of the flavor. Push those sets into the soil about an inch deep and 4 to 6 inches apart. The green tops might die back in winter, but the bulbs underground are just sleeping, plotting, becoming delicious. Turnips, the underrated survivor. Everyone sleeps on turnips until the apocalypse hits. Then suddenly, turnips are the belle of the ball. Both the roots and the greens are edible. That's 2 vegetables for the price of one. That's efficiency. Turnips mature in 40 to 60 days and can withstand serious cold. Plant them in November, and they'll be ready before things get really bad. Plus, they're easy to grow, which is important when you're also busy boarding up windows and stockpiling ammunition or batteries. Probably batteries. Sow seeds half an inch deep, 4 inches apart. Water them once. They'll do the rest. Turnips are low maintenance like that. Cabbage, the storage king. Cabbage stores for months. Literally months. In a root cellar, a cabbage can last until spring. That's like finding a fresh vegetable on Mars. November planting gives cabbage time to establish before deep winter. It can handle frost, snow, and general misery. Much like yourself during tax season, but more productive. Space transplants 18 inches apart. They'll grow slowly through winter, and you'll have massive heads of cabbage ready when you need them most. Coleslaw in the apocalypse? Absolutely. Arugula, spicy survival greens. Arugula is that friend who shows up to the party late, but makes an impression. It grows fast, like 20, 30 days, fast, and adds a peppery kick to salads. When you're eating canned rations, that peppery kick is the difference between surviving and living. It's cold tolerant, loves November planting, and you can harvest it multiple times. Cut the leaves, and it grows back. It's the gift that keeps on giving, like a plant with commitment issues. but in a good way. Scatter seeds on prepared soil. Cover lightly and watch it go. Arugula doesn't need your drama or your attention. It just grows. Parsnips, carrots' cooler cousin. Parsnips are like carrots that went to art school and got really into jazz. They need cold weather to develop their sweet flavor. Plant them in November, and they'll overwinter perfectly. They take forever to germinate. Like, did I actually plant these? Long, but once they start, they're unstoppable. Parsnips are playing the long game. Respect that. Plant seeds half an inch deep, 3 inches apart. Mark the row clearly, because you will forget where you planted them. Trust me. Then wait. Patience builds character, which you'll need plenty of in the nuclear winter. Mac, corn salad, the fancy survivor. Mache sounds fancy because it is. It's also ridiculously cold hardy. This salad green can survive under snow and still taste like butter. Buttery lettuce during the apocalypse. That's luxury. Europeans have been growing this for centuries because they understand that surviving with style is important. Plant in November, harvest all winter. You'll feel fancy even when everything is terrible. Sow seeds on the surface, press them in gently, and keep them moist. They germinate in cool soil, which is perfect because warm soil is about to be a distant memory. Broad beans, fava beans, protein powerhouse. When meat is scarce, beans are your best friend. Broad beans planted in November will give you a crop in early summer. They fix nitrogen in the soil too, which means they're improving your garden while growing. They're multitaskers. These beans can handle frost better than you can. They're tough. They're reliable. They're basically the friend who shows up with a truck when you need to move furniture. Plant them 2 inches deep, 8 inches apart. They'll sit there all winter like sentinels, then explode with growth in spring. Strategic planning at its finest. Claytonia, winter purslane, the secret weapon. Claytonia is the plant nobody knows about, but should. It's incredibly cold hardy, mild flavored, and packed with vitamin C. Scurvy was a real problem for sailors, and it'll be a real problem for unprepared gardeners. This low-growing green creates a beautiful mat of growth even in winter. It's like nature's security blanket, but you can eat it. Plant in November, harvest all winter, and feel smug about your superior plant knowledge. Scatter seeds thinly, barely cover them, and let nature do its thing. Claytonia is independent like that. So there you have it. 13 crops that will survive nuclear winter, all best planted in November. Is this overkill? Maybe. But you know what's more overkill? Starving in a bunker while wishing you'd planted garlic. Here's the beautiful truth. You don't need a apocalypse to benefit from these plants. They'll make your winter garden gorgeous right now. Imagine walking outside in January, past your neighbor's dead brown yard, to harvest fresh kale and carrots. That's not survival. That's thriving. Your garden can be your sanctuary, your pharmacy, your grocery store, and your therapy all at once. And it starts with planting the right things at the right time. November is that time. These plants are those things. If this video made you want to start your nuclear winter garden, or just a really impressive November garden, subscribe to Plant Care Secret. We're building a community of people who refuse to let winter, apocalypse, or common sense stop them from growing beautiful things. Drop a comment below with which crop you're planting first. I'm betting someone says kale. Someone always says kale. Now go plant something. Your future self, and possibly your future bunker mates, will thank you. Bunker ready, garden ready, soul ready.